This account lost 20 million USDT in one transaction. This account lost 136,000 USDT from one transaction. And no, the attacker didn't have any private key or seed phrase. This was what's called address poisoning. In this video, I'm going to show you how this happened and how you could easily become a victim. And I will also show you how to stop it. I'll use a victim who lost 20 million USDT on the Ethereum blockchain as an example because it uses a sophisticated method to exploit human error. First, the attacker scans the blockchain looking for addresses that are making regular transactions to the same address. So this $20 million victim was sending out many transactions to this address. The attacker then mimics this address by creating what's called a vanity address. Let me show you how this is done so you understand. When you send transactions, you typically look at the first few characters of the address because, let's be honest, that's about all your brain can handle. But more than likely, you just look at the last 4 to 6 characters at the end, like these ones. So the attacker creates an address that has the same first few characters and the last few characters. So at first glance, it will actually look like the same address. Now, this can be achieved with a simple script. I have one, and as you can see, with only 450 seconds of running time, I was able to create the first 3 and the last 3 characters of that address. Now, if I was to run the script for longer and with more computational power, I could achieve the same result as the attacker. So now the attacker has the address, they now need to get it into the victim's wallet. There are several ways the attacker can do this. One is to simply send very small transactions to the victim's address using the fake vanity address. This transaction will show up in the victim's transaction history, and the attacker will hope that the victim accidentally copies and pastes that address and sends the crypto to the attacker's vanity address. This method, however, doesn't show the transaction was sent from the victim's address. The more sophisticated approach is the attacker is able to add a transaction in your history that looks like you have sent the crypto from your address to a regular address that you send to. Previously, this was only achieved by sending a zero value transaction, which is something anyone can do from any account, as long as that account has approved the spending on that token. However, this new exploit, they are able to send out tokens from your wallet that have never been in your wallet. And I know this sounds crazy, but it is happening. If you look here, this token was sent out from the victim's account straight after they made the legitimate transaction. The attacker placed this fake transaction to make it the most recent, hoping that the victim will copy the vanity address the next time they make a transaction. But here's what's incredible. If we look at the token that was transferred out, it is actually a fake USDT token. What's impressive is how creative they are when they create the fake token. You can see here they have used Cyrillic characters to replace the T and C to actually mimic the actual real token's descriptions. Now, when I right click on this, it will show the token's transaction history for the victim's address. So in theory, it should show the tokens were deposited first and then show withdrawals like this transaction. However, when I check the transaction history, you can see there is no deposit of this token. Look, if anyone knows how this was done, please leave a comment in the description or send me a message because I can't get the actual contract code to examine it, unfortunately. What I do know is they are using a call transfer function, not the transfer from function. So how do we avoid this from happening? Well, first, you are now aware of the scam, so that's the most important thing, because now you can stay alert when making any transaction. Many crypto wallets have an option to add addresses as contacts. This will ensure you are sending to the correct address. Rabby, for example, has a feature where it will tell you if the address is new and you haven't made a transaction to it in the past. You can also use QR codes to send to addresses. This way, you know it's legitimate. Also, use Web3 domains when you can. For sending to yourself, FIO is incredible where you can set all your different crypto addresses to one Web3 handle, like an email address. I will leave a link in the description on how to set this up. If for some reason you don't have any of these options, then always make sure to check as much of the address as possible, including the middle section. It is very hard for the attacker to create a vanity address that has a specific prefix, suffix, and middle section, the same as another address. And lastly, send a test transaction, a small amount, and then confirm it was sent to the correct address. So basically, when a victim falls for an address poisoning attack, their cognitive bias, in this case inattentional blindness or change blindness, causes them to overlook the small changes in the address because they're not expecting to see them. They are biased towards recognizing the pattern they are accustomed to. I hope this video has helped. Remember, always stay vigilant, always stay alert, and try and adopt a security mindset protocol. Now, if you want to take your security to the next level and make sure that you never get scammed and never lose your crypto, be sure to come and join our community. You can scan that QR code. I will also leave a link in the description and as a pinned comment. Have yourself an amazing day. Kia kaha, stay strong. Catch you in the next video.